RadarForce.com.
We just seen that Monday night game. My prediction was wrong. I admit it. They didn't steamroll them, but the Rams did beat the Buccaneers, Tampa Bay, 27-24. The receivers, them Ram receivers are something else. 100 yards apiece. And Jared Goff, he was slinging it. My question to you, Elijah, is can they contend and win that NFC West?
They can, but that defense got to play like that every week, especially down the stretch of games. The way they played in the second half, they was lights out. They had Brady shook. He was shook. I've never it's been a long time since I've seen him that uncomfortable in the pocket. Man, I think they can though. I think they can. That's a tough division. Not as tough as the AFC North, but it's tough.
Now, what I'm gonna ask Frankie this: what do the Buccaneers have to do next to get over that jittery, slump they're in, where they go against like the Saints and the Rams, and they look completely Tom Brady, like he said, Tom Brady looks stumped. I never seen Tom Brady like that either. Like even when he was with the Pats, what do they got to do?
I mean, well, tonight they're missing Ali Marpet, so I mean he wouldn't have made much of a difference. But Aaron Donald was. It felt like every time I was watching, Aaron Donald was getting there and he was getting pressure.
Yep.
Okay. Now, Shaq. I mean, the Browns beat the Eagles, Sean's team, 22-17. We seen that dynamic duo, Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, both had hurdles, leaping in the air. Hey, Shaq, is this the best 1-2 punch in the league right now?
First off, I want to mention that because you glossed over it so fast, man. Beat the Eagles without Myles Garrett, who could have had 6 sacks that game, man. Like that was easy for him. He missing the Jags too. Like these easy stat pad numbers right here we are missing from him. But the question of if they're the best 1-2 punch, I say yes, because why? They are the only 2 running backs that are top 10 worthy by themselves. Kareem Hunt can do it all from the ground and through the air. Granted, he ain't do that well against the Eagles. They was holding that run game back in the first half. I think we had less than 30 yards rushing on like 15 rushing attempts. But in the second half, when you wear that defense out with Chubb running, breaking tackles, making 2-3 people miss before he's first touched or pushed out of bounds, he had that 50-yard or was it 45? Like 50, 45-yard run.
54.
That really separated the team, the boys from the men, and he just showed them. You can stop me sometime, but when I get to going, stiff arm. Oh, you thought you was about to tackle with that arm tackle? No, let me stiff arm you. Let me get off you. Oh, I'm about to go down. No, I'm gonna catch my balance, get 2 more yards before you take me down. And that is what Chubb can give you. And then you got to worry about Kareem Hunt because when he's in the field, when he's on the field, you don't know whether it's a pass, a screen, or a run. And when he got in for the end zone, it was a run. He took it outside and he did the hurdle like you said. He went airborne. He looked like a world-class long jumper. And he got in that end zone, and it was just beautiful. Because you said this before about Baker being great in top 5 quarterback, and I was like, what? I pulled the Russell Westbrook. I was like, what?
Listen, it still can happen too.
And then we showed them what we were. Run the ball. Do not trust that overrated quarterback. Put it in the stomach of your running back and trust them. They will lead you to victory. And that's why we're going to beat the Steelers in game 2 because Nick Chubb is back. Myles Garrett going to be back. Denzel Ward is playing the best he's ever played in his career. Hopefully he can go against the Jags. Our defense is stepping up. They're hitting on all cylinders. And we have no negative distractions right now. Now, some people might think I'm talking about OBJ, but I'm not. I'm talking about Baker. We know what we are. Run the ball.
I agree with that. Now going off that, I'm gonna ask this Eagles fan. You know, he's in here right now. Is Wentz the problem with the Eagles? What's the problem with them?
I don't think Wentz is the problem. Yes, he has a whole bunch of turnovers and everything, but I think the whole offense and what Peterson's trying to do with the offense is the problem. For one, our O-line can only block for not even 2 seconds. The Browns sent a 3-man rush once in that game, 5 O-linemen to 3 D linemen, and the guy was in the backfield within 1 second.
Olivier Vernon got that sack, by the way.
You're supposed to block that. You can't even block that. But you already know your line is not going to block. You have got to get the ball out quick. At least call something quick, some slants, some drags, some something. Not everyone running 10 yards deep. That your quarterback's going to throw an interception. You got everyone go 10 yards deep, and you get sacked within 1 second. I don't think he's the problem because when Reich and DeFilippo were there, no matter who was back there, whether it was Wentz or Foles, the ball was out in 2 seconds. It's just the play call.
You also had a healthy line though.
I know it's a healthy line, but they can't block. You seen it? They could not block.
You're missing aren't you missing Brandon Brooks? Isn't he an all-pro?
We're missing Brooks, but we still got a pretty healthy line. They just can't block.
Carson Wentz got to choose to throw the ball fast. So that pick 6 that Sione Taki got.
Oh my God, that was the ugliest thing I've ever seen.
And then the safety was because he hesitated too. He hitching the ball 2 or 3 times. You know you don't got that much time in the back of the end zone, right. And you just 1, 2. Some of it is play calling, but some of it is also on him.
You already knew that safety was going to happen. That's when the game was over. You let the ball bounce to the 2-yard line like everyone on the team and the coach don't know we ain't got no line. Everyone knew what was about to happen. Ask Frankie and Dre to text their messages. I told them what was going to happen. I said, here come a safety.
Literally the very next play was safety too.
Why would you let it bounce to the 2-yard line? After everything we did bad, it was still only 10-7. We were still in contention to win the game. And then that happened. That blew it. That was the icing on the cake.
Vernon looked like he was contended for defensive player of the year.
That was the icing on the cake.
They made you made Olivier Vernon look like he earned that contract he got years ago from Miami.
Great win. That was definitely a great win. Now moving on to the Saints, they beat the Falcons 24-9.
Fucking rub the salt in the wound.
Drew Brees, man. Drew Brees. Prayers to him. I mean, what was it?
Injured.
11?
Yeah.
11 broken ribs.
11
rib
yeah, it said 8 of them happened before he took that sack last week, though.
Oh, man. He's a tough motherfucker, though.
Bro,
11 fractured ribs.
Damn.
And he had a puncture lung?
Yeah, collapse. Puncture lung.
Yeah.
Collapse.
Now, I don't think he's going to come back, but given that you seen Taysom Hill, would you let him ride the rest of the way, or if Drew Brees is clear, would you let him back in there? Elijah, what would you do?
If Drew Brees is cleared, he's retiring. I would advise him to retire, but I know the game. I know what they're going to do. He's going to play. If he's cleared to go back out there, he's going to be back out there playing. I don't know what Taysom Hill's about to do. Taysom Hill didn't look terrible, though. He looked pretty good, actually.
He also played the Falcons.
Yeah, exactly.
The Falcons.
But you got to take the win for what it is. I guess he didn't look too bad. So I guess, but I wouldn't want him to ride out for the rest of the season. He's a utility guy. He's one of those Swiss Army knife guys, and that's where he's most effective. When a team has time to key in on him and game plan for him, it could get scary for him. So, no.
So you saying he's in the Baker Mayfield spectrum right now?
Seriously.
He's unknown.
Don't talk about Baker. He was throwing on darts on Sunday, man. Don't talk about Baker.
Did you see on, I think it was like the first drive, bro, that overthrow in the back of the end zone? I didn't like that.
Tom Brady had like 3 overthrows in the first quarter himself.
But then he overthrew Austin Hooper. He got saved by that pass interference. That could have been a pick. And then he overthrew it. And we didn't.
Listen, if it wasn't for Baker, we would never won that game too. He made some throws.
Did
You
he
can go back.
throw a
I just
touchdown?
watched the highlights.
I drank that water.
I just watched the
Throw,
highlights.
Dre?
Huh?
How many touchdowns he throw?
You don't got to throw touchdowns when you got the 2 dynamic duos back there.
What was
Peyton
his
Manning ain't do nothing.
What was
He
his
ain't do
stat
nothing
line?
that last year.
Dre, my fat ass can turn around and hand the ball off. Come the
No,
fuck
you
on
did
now.
not just say Peyton Manning.
Dre,
Oh, this guy really tried to say
what was the stat line you said?
Peyton Manning ain't do nothing.
You
What,
said
Baker?
Baker was
Peyton Manning, one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play the game.
Listen. I said he gonna have 4,000 yards passing, 35 touchdowns, and MVP.
and less than 10
And he ain't
interceptions.
even close.
I didn't say
He ain't
I
even
didn't.
close.
I was talking about 2021. He 1 year away.
No.
Oh
no.
my
'Cause
God,
I
this dude.
nope, because we have this on video.
No, I know. I did that. My bold prediction was
I
wrong.
feel like Baker is your D Rose, man.
It is. It is. He
You
was
just can't bring up
done.
Baker or D Rose in here, else it's gonna be too long.
Yeah, we
we
gotta stop.
we gonna
that
move
right
on.
now.
We gonna move on.
Let's go with the Taysom Hill conversation here.
Frankie. Is Matt Ryan? Is it
Yeah.
time for Matt Ryan to go? Is his time over in Atlanta after this year?
Oh, that's tough. There was rumors around the trade deadline they were going to trade him or Julio, so I think they want to move on from him. But I don't know. If they finish bad enough, I would draft Trevor Lawrence and maybe go from there. Then maybe cut bait. I would keep Julio around.
How you
I
gonna get
think-
Trevor Lawrence
I
when the
think-
Jets gonna get him?
It-
Oh, I mean, the Jets are terrible. Yeah, rest in peace, Trevor Lawrence. By the way, going to the Jets. Rest in peace, your career. As long as Adam Gase is still, if Adam Gase is the coach, I guarantee you.
I'm staying in college. I'm not going to the Jets. I will pass up
Wanna
all
fight.
money and risk
for real,
injury. I am not going to the Jets.
Craziest thing though, even if the Falcons wanted to move on from Matt Ryan, though, I don't think they can because of the financial situation. Like he just got that contract extension
They'd
like
have to,
2 years ago.
Yeah, they'd have to eat that
They gonna
contract.
have a lot of dead money. I don't think they're gonna be willing to do that.
They were talking about trading him and Julio in a package. It was a rumor, only a rumor, but that would have been a crazy ass thing to do, to trade him. And they were going to try and find a team to eat half the money of each player. I mean, that could have worked, but you're talking. Matt
have
Ryan-
to trade into a team that's below 500, who's not in a chance for making it to the playoffs to get that time.
Trade him to
to get
Indianapolis.
that time.
Indianapolis don't got a quarterback after this year. Phillip Rivers is going to be gone probably. He gave him a 1 year deal. You could trade him and Julio to Indy, maybe get a first round pick out of them because they're going to try and do something. Indy's not afraid to trade picks. They've traded for DeForest Buckner. DeForest Buckner is a significantly better younger player, but Matt Ryan's 35, and you get Julio, who you struggle with wide receivers outside of Michael Pittman right now. And Frank Reich would have the time of his life with Matt Ryan probably for a couple more years. That'd be the only thing I could think of. But that's if Atlanta finishes low enough to where they think they have a chance at Trevor Lawrence, if they're convinced on Justin Fields, or who's the kid out of South Dakota, Trey Lance, right?
Yeah,
That's one. Those are the top 3, right? Also, the kid from Bama is also, I've heard, been in the
Mac Jones.
Mac Jones.
Yeah, Mac Jones. Yep. So I mean, if they feel they're in that position, I don't see why not. You want to get younger. The team's a train wreck on defense. Like you said, Taysom Hill looked like a
number one pick.
Taysom Hill looked like a stud. Your number one pick,
moving on. Washington.
My number one pick is Justin Fields.
I agree. I agree with that. But moving on. We got to change. We're going to get to that. Moving on, though. Washington beat the Bengals 20-9 in Joe Burrow's last year of the game. Last game of the year.
You think it's over? That's fucked up.
But he tore his ACL, and I believe he tear his
MCL and other structural damage.
Yeah.
Oh
So
my
it could
God,
be a
that's
broken
that's
bone
gruesome.
or more.
Well, it may be his last year. Damn.
Yeah.
That's
He might as well
Joe
just Alex
Theismann.
Smith his ass. Oof.
He must
He
have
might
got hit
be
by Lawrence Taylor.
going on that Teddy Bridgewater motion right now.
Mm.
They gotta do everything to save
man.
that leg.
But I'm gonna ask you this, Shaq.
What up?
Can Washington beat them? They're ranked. They're number 2 in the division. Can they? Do you think they will win that division?
First off, they're tied for number 2. It's like 3 teams, 3 and 7. So I have to just clarify
so
that.
bad.
The division is so trash. The Eagles are winning, and they're 3-6-1. And the team that they're tied to is the Bengals. Why are they tied? Because the coach said, punt the ball. He's like, I'm not gonna risk it. This tie will be worth something, and it is. That tie has been saving them for so fucking long.
Hey, that's real.
But to answer your question, the Washington Redskins can win.
Whoa. Football team.
Right. Washington football team.
Get us canceled.
I apologize. It's crazy because I be correcting people on Facebook all the time.
Man, y'all mental
You're right.
health thing is already gonna get us canceled. Kevin Love gonna look at us like, hey, yo, shut them down now.
The Washington
lawsuit.
football team is going to win because they got the best player and the player that the Bengals should have drafted because the Bengals knew even with Joe Burrow, they were still going to be bottom tier. So what they should have did was get your edge rusher who can get after every quarterback in the league, who can change your defense from day one. Once you get him, you can bring in a quarterback through the draft for the next year, and you can still
Myles Garrett.
a team. Like what the Browns did. They went after Myles, they got Myles, and then next year, unfortunately, they chose Baker, which they should have did was just took Deshaun Watson. They could have got both of them in the same goddamn draft. But
They could have got Patrick Mahomes
Yeah.
in the draft.
Mahomes.
I'm just saying.
Washington had made the best move. They got Chase Young, a great edge rusher. They got decent quarterback play in Alex Smith. I feel like they should just go back to Dwayne Haskins because Alex Smith can only do so much right now. He's not your franchise quarterback. You might as well go throughout the rest of the season and seeing what Dwayne Haskins can give you because when he was in, he played better than Kyle Allen for the most part. He was able to hit the deep ball more. He had more chemistry with Terry McLaurin. But yes, the Washington football team will win that division simply because of Terry McLaurin, Chase Young, and decent quarterback play. They don't need great quarterback play, just decent. Just don't cost us turnovers. They can get after any quarterback in the league with that front seven that they got.
Frank, you got something to say?
I don't know why you would switch to Haskins when you're, like you said, a half game out of first place. Haskins was the problem leading up to it. I feel for Haskins because he had all the talent. You also got to remember they got Antonio Gibson, who's emerging as a good running back. Their defense is not just Chase Young. I mean, I'm not saying you said that was it, but they've got some first rounders on that D line too.
Yeah.
So
Jonathan Allen,
I mean, they got it, and they still got Kerrigan.
Montez Sweat.
Yeah, they still got Ryan Kerrigan too.
Defensive lineman they got that's young. It's one more young dude. I just can't remember
I forget his name. I know who you're talking about.
Is it dude from Bama?
No, I think it's two of them from Bama. It's Jonathan Allen is one more. Yeah, I know Matthew Ioannidis or whatever is on their team. Ryan Kerrigan is still there, and there's one more. He's like number 93 or 97. I don't know which one is 93 and 97, but there's one more that they got, and they got all of them in the first round, like the 49ers. They just gotta build up that offense a little bit and invest
on a pass rush.
Only reason I say Haskins, and I know a lot of people won't agree with that, but Haskins didn't get a fair shake. Like he got in, he had you got to remember their main offensive blocker, Trent Williams, he's gone, and then they lost Brandon Sheriff to injury. I don't know if he came back recently or not, but I know when in like week 2 or week 3 or something like that, he went down with injury. And that offensive line is just patchwork at this point. I'm surprised they're playing better than the Eagles' offensive line, if you could believe it.
I get what you're saying, but I think Alex Smith would give you the better chance of playing than Haskins. because
I think anybody in that division right now could win. It's just so
yeah,
wide open.
I mean, I think the Cowboys can win it with
And
Andy
if I
Dalton.
had to pick somebody with all the momentum, I'm taking the Giants because they're on a 2-game win streak. At this point, it's just wherever the momentum
not
is.
trusting
If it
the
ain't gonna be
Giants
my
to do
team,
anything.
it might be the Giants. Just everybody's half to 1 game out of each other.
It's crazy.
Honest-
If the Giants still have Saquon, I go with them too. But I don't trust.
Hey,
the
they're on a
Giants.
2-game win streak. They just won 2 games. They had a bye week.
How much you want to bet they lose by like 30 their next game?
Hey, I didn't say they was gonna win them all. I said if I had to pick someone other than my team, I'm just picking the Giants right now. They got the most momentum.
I wonder who they play next week.
Man, I'm gonna
Alright.
be honest. No, I'm picking.
Anybody
I'm
could win
picking the
that
Cowboys
division.
for
It's
that division.
wide
I'm just
open.
saying,
It's wide open.
Dallas got the healthiest stars. Their defense is just ass.
No, that team choked. I hope they do make it so they can lose.
Oh
again.
no, Giants winning next
So I
week.
can
They play the
hear
Bengals.
Stephen A. on First Take saying how
All
about
right,
them Cowboys
we go.
overrated.
Giants just got lucky. They play the
They got
Bengals
the best
without Joe
team.
Burrow.
One of the best teams on paper every year just fall off the face of the earth.
Yeah. We gonna move on. I projected this, and if y'all didn't watch the last video, go check it out. I projected this, but the
Project-
Panthers beat the Lions
Speaking of
in a
brag.
shutout win, 20-0. PJ Walker, XFL. I projected him to be my player of the week. If y'all didn't remember,
thought
he
it was player
led
of the
them
week,
to
but okay.
victory. He led them to victory. Now, Sean, I'm gonna ask you this question real quick. Would you go back to Teddy Bridgewater and go back to lackluster, up and down, inconsistent play, or would you feed the hot hand because that offense looked like it was clicking with them? Everybody was getting the ball, running backs was active in the pass game, in the run game. It just felt like the game flowed better when PJ Walker was back.
If Teddy is healthy, I'm going back to Teddy. This always happens with one game starter QBs that nobody really has any tape on. They usually tend to go off or play decent. But once you get some tape on them, you could kind of figure them out. So I would definitely go back to Teddy because the team was doing good with Teddy there until he got his lung punctured or whatever happened to him by the team doctor. So, yeah, I would definitely go
Tyrod
back
Taylor,
if
buddy.
he's ready to come back. Oh, yeah, my bad. But, yeah, I'm definitely going back to
That was
Teddy.
Tyrod.
It was Tyrod.
Now Elijah,
Poor Tyrod.
what do this Lions team gotta do to get back in the winning column? Like it just seemed like they're not playing Akuda for reasons I don't even know. Their fan base is outraged from it that Okuda isn't playing. What do they got to do?
Okuda was playing.
I'm talking
He
about
was
the
playing.
majority of the year.
He's been playing too.
Yeah, he's been playing.
He's been playing. He's
Yeah.
actually been locking down some of the best wide receivers in football.
Right, like he's been getting the heat of the load. Like he's been starting. He's just like they changed his jersey number to 30 though. It looks weird as fuck on him.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Well,
Yeah, he's been playing. They just changed his jersey. If that's what you're wondering, he's been locking
they
down
changed it on
too.
him a few times. I ain't
Yeah,
seen
he
him
got
off.
but he
He
got
been getting
beat
busy.
a couple times. But he been getting beat a couple times lately. But yeah, he been playing.
He's
Okay,
a rookie.
okay.
It's gonna happen.
What do he got to do though? What do they got to do, Elijah, to get back in the winning column? It just seemed like they just lost 3 in a row.
I'm big on this. I think that the O-line got to reestablish an identity, and that's very important because you have to win that battle up front. You know what I'm saying? Establish the run, and I think that's a common trend we're starting to see now. Teams are starting to lean more on the run and let it open up the pass, which is just the most simple, basic football rule that you can go by. And I think that's what they need to do. And when they were dominating up front, they was getting it done. Wasn't always the prettiest wins, but they was getting it done.
I was
Okay,
gonna say if you look at
I
some of
feel
the
like they
Lions
gotta
wins, Dre. I was just gonna say if you look at the Lions wins this year, they ran over 100 yards actually in all their wins. In all their losses, they ran less than 100 yards. I do believe, and I think Swift has actually had a lot to do with that. And I think they missed him actually because he has versatility.
yeah,
That's a good point.
So
I feel like they just got to let Patricia go.
Yeah.
sure.
I'm
I'm not a
That
fan of
it may be
Patricia
a new
either.
GM. Because 2
Hey,
years ago, this team was okay. They got studs on the outside. I mean, they
Yeah.
had carry on going off, and now it's like a 7-person backfield. Can't even throw the ball. defense can't do nothing, and you're supposed to be a defensive coach.
Yeah.
Bro, Dan
Hey,
Quinn was like
yeah,
that. I'm just saying.
And
And
Dre,
look,
bro.
where he at now? He gone, right? He
Unemployment.
gone, right?
Yep.
Hey, and Dre,
Collect that
man, like you be
unemployment.
making some questionable choices on quarterbacks, man. Like you might be happy because Baker barely throws more than 200 yards, but PJ Walker threw 248 with 2 interceptions, bro. He was not
He
that
had
great.
he had a hell of a game.
He was
He's only saying that 'cause it was a
looked
shutout.
like a
Who
below
had a hell of
average
a game?
quarterback. He just got
PJ
yards.
Walker had a hell of a. If you actually watched that game, he made some big throws.
If you only want to look at highlights with great yards and not look at the whole game that short.
I watched the game.
It was
He looked-
like looking at Dak
Listen,
Prescott at the end of a game with empty
One
stats.
of those interceptions was a tip pass his receiver dropped.
So
What you mean so?
what happened with the Cardinals when they lost because of a tip pass because of Larry Fitzgerald couldn't hold on to the ball.
That's on Larry Fitzgerald.
You didn't see people talking about some. Oh man, Kyler only got that interception because of Larry Fitzgerald. No, it's an interception. It's on his books.
I understand that, but I'm saying though, if you want to,
Throw a better pass. Throw a pass to where your receiver can catch the ball.
It was right. It was right in the bucket. It went right off his chest, and dude picked it off.
Hey, defense to the quarterback. He's only 5'9", 5'10", is he not? He probably got it tipped. If he got a tip, that's Baker's problem too.
Oh wow, that really
That's why
sounds
they-
like Baker.
No,
Yeah.
my God. Moving
No,
on.
I'm just saying. Guys like that, man, you gotta roll them out.
The Steelers beat the Jaguars. They beat them 27-3. We already went over this, but Shaqy wasn't here for that, unfortunately. Is this the best defense in the NFL, Shaq?
Who?
Pittsburgh.
He
No.
said who?
No.
Said who?
Why?
You don't think
Why
so?
would they? No, they make some good plays, but don't get it twisted. They get their mouth blown out like almost like the last 3-4 weeks. They've given up hella yards and hella points. One reason they stay in it really is because of that offense. If anything, you should ask, is this the best offense the Steelers have had in the last so-and-so years? Then I would say yes. But that defense has been getting abused and mistreated the last couple games. Now they played the Jaguars, so now people are like, oh, see, that's the Steelers. Niggas, the Jaguars, bro. Like, don't come at me with that team. That's like coming at me when the Browns was 0-16. Like, oh, we just blew up the Browns. Niggas, the Browns, bro. Don't ever bring that team in front of me. That's like saying, oh, we just blew out the Jets. It's the Jets. You're supposed to blow out the Jets. Oh, we just blew out the Chargers. All right, the Chargers won, what, 2 games? Congratulations, right? Like, don't come at me with a subpar team. Talking about we just blew out that team. They almost lost to the Cowboys. The Cowboys with a 5th-string quarterback.
My
Get
boy
out of
Gary
my face,
Gilbert.
bro. Fuck out of here, dude.
All right. Now going off that, Elijah, what's the weakness for this team?
You keep saying this team. You're not being specific. Who you talking about?
We're not talking about the Jaguars. We don't give a shit about the Jaguars. Sorry,
That's
Jaguars.
mad
fans.
disrespectful, but I feel you.
God damn.
We're not. We already know
Yeah.
about the Jaguars. You know they're trash.
What happened to
we
Gardner
already know.
Minshew?
What?
He broke his thumb and had ligament damage.
Oh,
His throwing hand.
Going off what Shaq said, do you agree that that's the weakness of the team?
I feel like the weakness is Big Ben. To be honest, he's the weakest point at this point. His play is up and down as shit, and I give Baker shit for the way he plays. Ben ain't been playing too much better than Baker. You want to be honest?
he throw touchdowns.
Yeah, yeah, I get it. But so did Joe Burrow. So I mean, I guess.
Hey,
Joe
we
Burrow's
wouldn't have that.
this
We
team was
wouldn't have that.
competitive.
We wouldn't have that win against. We wouldn't have that win against the Bengals if it wasn't for
Baker is the reason OBJ got hurt. Shut up talking to me.
No, OBJ is the reason OBJ got hurt.
No,
OBJ
he's
got
not.
hurt on his own.
He out here trying to play leap.
Goddamn.
He's trying to play
Yeah, I gotta go.
leapfrog and shit. Just
Okay.
tackle the man.
Okay. No, he had to jump like that because the dude stopped.
He
tried
had to
make
jump
a
like
stop-
nothing.
He tried to make a stop cut, and then once he went airborne, the dude got pushed into him.
Why he go
Baker
airborne?
shouldn't have. Baker shouldn't have threw a pick. He underthrew the ball by 2 yards, bro. Like, get out my face. Your
And
quarterback
then he
It's
went
a
on
simple
to didn't he
tackle,
go
though.
on to complete like 23 out of the next 24?
Exactly. Come
So
on, now.
what?
I mean, didn't we win on a game-winning
Oh
touchdown?
wait.
I don't care.
It's the
What- has
Bengals.
he-
It's the
Once
Bengals.
again, once again, look at the team he did it against. Y'all acting like he did it against a good defense. Man.
Wait,
He
didn't
only
we just
throws
go over this,
touchdowns against
Elijah?
the Bengals.
Did we not just go
Hold
over
on,
this?
hold
It's
on,
the
hold on,
NFL
hold on.
though. It's the
It
How
NFL,
many,
right?
how many touchdowns
No,
did he have?
This
He
the
has
thing.
what, about
23 of
11
24
touchdowns?
is still
He had
impressive
about 8 or
because
7
no other
touchdowns
quarterback
against the
did it to
Bengals.
them. So
He had
yes,
about
it's just
8
the
or
Bengals,
7
bro.
other
but no
touchdowns.
other quarterback did that.
He threw,
Right.
Gotta give him credit for that, Shaq.
he threw 5 touchdowns.
Gotta give him
He
Right.
threw
credit.
5
But
touchdowns that
all
game.
I'm saying is, if you look at his career, he only does good against
Talk-
one team.
Oh,
We're
I
not
agree with
and it
talking
is
that
about
too.
the
Bengals.
career.
So
I agree
don't
with that too.
ask me, hey man, Baker beat the Bengals with 5 touchdowns, bro. Okay, so what? Do it against another team. Do it against
Okay,
a
hold
team
on.
that actually can stop us in the playoffs.
That's not
They're not
Okay,
going
to
to be in
your
the
point,
playoffs
though.
for another 5 years.
Hold on. Hold on. We're talking about the Steelers defense earlier. You said they destroyed us. I'm just saying. And did that defense not just kill us? Like, was it not them? Because we're 7-3. We're legit, right?
Why did we lose? Because
Because we turned the ball over, clearly.
because of Baker.
Okay, but to the
We
point of your
started
defense,
off-
though, you
We
said they haven't
started off,
played
what was
nobody.
the first thing we did on offense?
We threw a pick
Anybody
6, right, to
remember?
Minka Fitzpatrick. Yeah,
Exactly.
pick 6 to Minka. Yeah.
Moving on. We're gonna move on.
And now we got
3
Nick
minutes.
Chubb coming back, so
We
we
gonna
gonna
move on,
run
Shaq. We gonna
and
move on.
run
We
and
got 3
run.
minutes.
The Texans beat the Patriots 27-20. The Broncos beat the Dolphins, which we picked as our playoff contender, 20-13. Chargers beat the New York Jets 34-28. The Colts beat the Packers in a classic overtime game, 34-31.
That was a good game.
And don't even talk
and-
about that. Roger's still mad. He's still mad. Just because
The
he
Ti-
heard you say he's still mad.
The Titans beat the Ravens, which they lost 3 of their last 4. The Ravens did, with that running back at quarterback.
They can't throw.
And what I wanted to get to real quick is the Chiefs beat the Raiders 35-31. How do you stop everybody? I just want a quick answer, real quick. How do you stop this Chiefs offense?
There ain't. You got to hope for injury or they got to beat themselves. For real. Be dead serious. Clyde was running like a man possessed.
Frankie?
Mahomes, there's no stopping them.
Yeah.
They're
You got to
good.
hope for an injury or
Mahomes
hope
is so
Mahomes
good.
is like got the flu and don't play good, or they just beat themselves.
COVID.
Yeah.
COVID's going to stop the Chiefs. That's all it's
You got to
going to
hope
be.
for an injury. They already got 2 injuries on the line, and that's not really phasing them.